March 1926. Sergei Eisenstein leaves Moscow and travels to Berlin to attend the premiere of the battleship Potemkin. He meets Fritz Lang under the glass dome of the set of Metropolis, a city in the year 2000. He learns of the utopian glass architecture of Bruno Taut and Mies van der Rohe. These experiences inspire him to begin making notes for a film he calls The Glass House. It will be an architectonic vision of America. He discusses it with Le Corbusier, who expresses an affinity with his ideas. April 1930, Paris. He receives a phone call from Jesse L. Lasky, Paramount's business manager, inviting him to come to Hollywood. Eisenstein sets sail on the steamship Europa.
Today I've been thinking it over. The American film will have to be done with Sinclair. I look at America through walls. Treatment to parody the material of real America. America seen through Hollywood cliches. Reality to be an element of parody, as if Hollywood cliches were factual elements. Only Upton can help with this. Take the most ordinary actions and change the point of view. Take the most traditional types and psychological collisions and change the point of view. Do it as farce, as grotesque, as nightmarish tragedy.
Arriving in New York, he signs a contract with Paramount and Amkino, the Soviet film agents in America, before flying on to Los Angeles. He struggles with a great question he calls the dual unity, how to reconcile dialectically within the work of art the rational, conceptual, conscious mind and the deeply sensuous unconscious. He believes that the two great masters of American cinema, Charlie Chaplin and Walt Disney, lead the way. Hollywood. He settles in a villa in Coldwater Canyon. His appetite for experience is insatiable. He must see everything and everyone. Walt, Mickey, and Sergei Mikhailovich meet at the Disney studios.
When we meet each other in person, we meet like old acquaintances. And all the more so because he knows our pictures. There's undeniably something of his own here in him. Mickey has the same grace, ease of gesture, and elegance. Not at all surprising, since Disney himself acts the role of Mickey, while artists stand around him capturing the expression of their boss.
Put your way in a trance, so we were hoochie coochie dance. Hot dog, hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog.
I'm sometimes frightened when I watch his films. Frightened by the absolute perfection of what he does. This man seems to know not only the magic of all technical means, but also all the most secret strands of human thought.
It's a bomb hold stance. Keep your money in your pants.
Eisenstein loves to draw. Drawings are metaphors. They morph and change. Protoplasmic forms that evolve into human forms. Mickey Mouse, like Quicksilver, scattering and rolling back into a cohesive ball. Drawing him back to childhood, to a primal energy. Here, the director is omnipotent. Anything is possible. Thus, Mickey allows for the promise of a better socialist future. A world redrawn.
All, attention to the glass house.
He sketches feverishly.
Jesus under the crinoline. The glass balcony over the moving street. Don't forget the compositional power of carpets thrown on the glass floor. Absolutely new angles of view.
Chaplin's mansion becomes Eisenstein's second home. Sergei Mikhailovich explains the glass house to Charlie.
The direct, uncensored perception of material and social reality is an illusion. The glass house will call into question relations between objects and people. A new form of intellectual montage, laughter.
Eisenstein anticipates a salvo of laughs that will accompany the spectators' sudden, unexpected insight. He believes that the economy of expression and comprehension in intellectual cinema is analogous to the psychical economy of wit described by Freud.
In this great building, it is possible to see all around, above, below, sideways, in any direction. But people do not see. Only the camera sees rotation in space, weightlessness, the coldness of things, the cold of glass per excellence. That's where all the attempts to seek new points of view will be explored. The floating effect of heavy objects. Light obliterates glass as a material substance and makes the only solid objects visible. The highest form of conflict, the conflict of form and content, the reproduction not of the image but of process, just as Marx describes the economy. The architect builds the house. Inside, indifference to others is established by showing that the characters do not see each other through the glass doors and walls because they do not look. A developed non-seen. All live as though there are real walls, each for himself. The rich can see their starving neighbors. Loneliness, while constantly being among people and being seen from all sides, to expose the hypocrisy of bourgeoisie. We do not see each other because we do not want to see each other. The poet opens our eyes. Grandpa's House Cabaret. The twin brothers sneezing milk. The tits have absolutely the most erotic impact.
Kleinen Konditorei, da saßen wir zwei bei Kuchen und Tee. Du sprachst kein Wort, kein einziges Wort und wusstest sofort, dass ich dich versteh. Und das elektrische Klavier, das klimpert leise, eine Weise von Liebesleid und Weh. Und in der kleinen Konditorei, da saßen wir zwei bei Kuchen und Tee. Kleinen Konditorei, da saßen wir zwei bei Kuchen und Tee.
The poet's impassioned speech results in the formation of a nudist association. Platz, Platz, Platz. The residents begin to see each other, to look at and pay attention to each other. And in capitalist sphere, this leads to chaotic hatred, violence, and catastrophe. A series of crimes take place. Blackmail attempts, examples to be selected from those most characteristic of the American way of life. Rampage of the moral police, private and official, hatred. The poet mixed in the central love affair. The elevator, the pulse of the house, and all-seeing eyes All eyes, everyone sees everyone, a nightmare. All are stripped bare. A tailor faction arises to combat the nudist association. The competition becomes a battle. The mechanical man is sent to rape the nudist girl. The robot is sent to make love to important woman. Introduce the thought that it itself technology is neutral and great, but that it can be used for mercenary ends. The nudist chief succumbs with the tailor's daughter. The artificial man. The machinery goes wrong. The robot cannot stand the atmosphere of the glass house. He strikes it. Impossible to continue. The house is smashed. All is destroyed. The suicide of the poet. She sees no one, but all eyes are on her, watching with bated breath. The robot alone survives as the introducer of a new spirit of humanity. I submit a treatment to Paramount. The studio agrees to the idea.
But something is missing. The studio's screenwriters refuse to work on the story. Sergei Mikhailovich starts to doubt himself. Only Chaplin urges him to go on.
Charlie considers the idea wonderful and demands that we make only this.
He suggests to Eisenstein that he consult his psychoanalyst. Eisenstein quickly falls under his spell. June 17th, 1930, he writes to Pera Artasheва in Moscow.
I've spent 10 days being depressed. Now I'm starting to get better. It seems that I may be liquidating a whole bunch of my neuroses forever. For 3 days, I've sat through high-speed psychoanalysis with one of the most renowned doctors in the States. We have been applying a scientific method. This isn't the usual quack treatment. The latest hysterical depression upset me so much that I decided to root out the guilty group of neuroses without touching the others. It's very interesting to see how my doubt obsession developed and who and what are guilty. Imagine Pearl. I will no longer need constant affirmation. To hell with it all. I will be able to do everything.
The glass house is now a window into Eisenstein's unconscious life. It is a circus. He is the cruel ringmaster. Everyone he comes in contact with must be fascinated and neutralized or devoured and incorporated.
An Oedipal drama unfolds. My private mystery play. 3 characters emerge. Architect, poet, robot. The architect constructs the glass house and gives it to the people, but they cannot see it. The poet opens people's eyes and is destroyed by her gift of sight. The robot, perfect citizen of the new civilization, demolishes the house. Only then does he reveal that he is the architect in disguise.
A double Oedipal projection. Eisenstein's father was an architect, and he had mocked his father's design. Before his vision can be realized, his contract is abruptly cancelled. Paramount has received hundreds of letters denouncing the studio for importing the accursed Red Dog Eisenstein. This will not stop him. He continues to build this fantastic structure in his mind's eye. 1948, Eisenstein dies of a heart attack. But the robot, the new man, continues to grow stronger and more powerful. An unfathomable architecture of circuits, wireless transmission and reception, a monstrous data mining machine. In the 21st century, this child of global capitalism and government agencies is the universal I.